all good, no restrictions. Everyone's in there. So.
What was the first point of emphasis coming out there?
It's we have a long way to go. We got a long way to go, defensively, offensively, from where we want to be. Just like most teams, in the country and are experiencing similar. So, at this, as we're trying to develop our identity and establish roles and rotations and how exactly we're going to play it, we got to be able to. Win games by being tough and well prepared and doing winning things until we actually get really good at basketball, which right now we're not.
What have you seen from Aiden so far? Just the way he's been playing and stuff. And
we're asking him to do things we did not have to do, and what we need him to do here is to play on the ball. We can't really at times. I think him and Hassan, playing together is going to happen. I think you'll see that. For some stretches, but for the most part, we can't really afford to be that small at guard. We want to be big on the perimeter, and that's why we've been so successful. So I think it's just transitioning to being on the ball more than he's had to play on the ball, and he's just got to kind of grow into it and get better.
Post game the other night, you talked about Terrace. I think you were suggesting he kind of strayed from his identity a little bit. Is that accurate?
Yeah, we watched it, I just there's places on the court that we've got to find him, and they've got to be almost the exact same spots that Adama played in, and I know he's watched Adama, but and we're just trying to get him there. That there's habits that get embedded, and he's a great guy, and he's smart, and he's very talented, and he wants to, he wants to play to the identity that's going to make him most effective and help us win. And I just think it's practices, it's video sessions, it's game experience, but I think he looks pretty good, for a guy that. Is going to get a lot better.
Can that be daunting for a player, kind of learning on the fly as you're going through a season, trying to implement some changes?
Yeah, especially when you're a highly rated high school player, and then you played 2 years in college, and I would listen to the coaches from the back-to-back champs that have put guys in the NBA, and I would just listen to people that seemingly know what they're doing.
Even though he played at a high level in Michigan, obviously, is this still kind of maybe more different for him than he thought it was going to be?
Yeah, the standard. I don't want to say the standards because Juwan's an excellent coach, and he had a lot of success at Michigan. Juwan did. So I just think it's there's screening and playing for deep position and grabbing the ball with two hands, and it's these fundamental things. You could see the talent and the physicality, and it's rotations on defense, it's ball screen defense, it's remembering offensive sets and knowing when to grenade or when to screen. There's a lot that he's got to learn in a short amount of time.
Dan, Moyne gave Syracuse a pretty good run last week. Does that catch your eye a little bit?
Excellent. You watch them play, and you see a lot of, it reminds you of the way we play. Play really hard, and just really, really good offense, really good schemes, really good offensive players. I think just everyone that's on the court is a really good offensive player for them. Unique athletic center that gets in passing lanes. And then Trout, or Fouts, who plays the 4 and the 5, who, they're a really, really good offensive team. By far the best offensive team we've played against, and just like watching them play. I always love playing against people that you think are really good on offense, but you got a lot of respect for how they play.
Did you think that Sampson maybe would by now move beyond some of his foul trouble? I know he could still get it, but it just seems like it's still an issue.
I just think it's a mental thing where it's okay, I've waited my time. For the opportunity here. I've played behind Adama and Donovan. I played behind, then I got on the court and I broke my foot. I broke my foot. Then I finally got on the court behind Donovan, and now is this opportunity for me. You got to want it bad enough, but not too bad, where you make yourself antsy. and jumpy, and I think that's where he's just got to kind of just, we're going with you, man. Let's go. Just go out there, fly around the court, like we're used to seeing you fly around the court, and stop getting into so many wrestling matches with people. Just break the contact with people and just use your athleticism. Stop wrestling with people. Get off bodies and jump. Stop tangling up with people and just get off bodies and use your athletic ability. I think it's that simple.
I'm sorry. Can you talk through Jaden Ross's progression from? If I remember when he first got here last year, you were pretty high on him.
Yeah.
Didn't play a lot. But
Yeah.
How did he get to here?
Yeah, just tools. He's got great tools. He's got traits that, clean shooting and a good feel for the game, and obviously athleticism and size. And then, the pedigree with the family. You could see all those things as a prospect. And then, last year he just kept a great attitude the whole year. I don't think, we obviously had conversations about, hey, no portal, just lock in and get better. No one, just stay here and just improve. And he followed the advice, and he used the court time last year versus Tristan, versus Cam, versus Steph, and just used that time to get better.
So is this what you envisioned a year ago, him developing into this now?
Yeah, I think if with those sophomores, if we didn't believe that they could be, all three of them, ranging from starters to in our top 7, we would have went in the portal. So we believe in the talent with those 3 guys.
And is Yusuf just still kind of a little too, raw or?
Yeah, I think we want him to be an option for us. I think he's got to show continued growth. He's got to treat these practices where it's opportunities to impress us. I mean, there's definitely room for, potentially a rim protecting 7-footer. I think any coach would want to put a rim protecting 7-footer that can roll and catch dunks at the rim. So he's got to keep pushing himself to not get discouraged.
What's Jaden like as a kid, just, to deal with on a day-to-day basis?
Jaden or Jalen?
Jaden.
Jaden, it's just smart, personable, alive, non-zombie, you know what I mean? Just fun to coach because he looks you in the eyes and, responds, and you could have a conversation with him, and he's not just always grabbing at his phone, he's actually alive in the world with us here. So it's awesome.
What are some of those things defensively that young players struggle with? I know Alex obviously did a lot his freshman.
Ball watching, getting cut, not navigating screens the right way, just having poor stance technique, having poor closeout technique, a lack of awareness, a lack of an ability to take scouting, how we want to guard things, transition defense, rotations, understanding the multiple ball screen defensive coverages. Just those things.
You didn't have that ready.
Just those.
Does it normally take you a while to bring them along and to get them to where you want them to be?
Yeah, just every player's different. I think it's easier. It's easier for guards than it is for bigs. I think in a lot of ways. But then you have guys like Steph and Donovan that are just naturally understood sports, angles, awareness, pick up techniques quickly.
When you say Moyne plays a lot like you, can you use that at all as a teaching for defense as well?
Well, it's just they stress you out with a lot of really good offensive things, and then they do, the ball screen is a part of their offense, but the ball moves a lot. They got really skilled players and shooters, and they play smart, kind of fun basketball to watch because no one's really over dribbling it.
When you talk about guys like Solo and the wings that you want to step up defensively, McNeely, do you expect that to happen this year? Is it something that could happen in the next few weeks, or?
If it doesn't happen this year, the season's going to suck. So, I mean, I'm not really. These guys got to come along ASAP. I mean, tomorrow night, and we got to see growth. We don't have to see March level, championship level, deep run in the NCAA tournament level defense. There's a lot of teams that aren't there. 99% of teams are not there, but we just need to see growth. I mean, we need to see significant growth, guarding the ball, transition defense, and then awareness of our scheme. In both ends of the court, really. It's not just defense.
And I know you've had some thoughts in the past about the conference and what it does outside the conference, and it's kind of off to a little bit of a struggling start, obviously, with Fordham beating Seton Hall and Columbia beating Villanova. You concerned about that? Concerned about the effect on seedings and just the direction of the conference?
I don't think so. I don't think this year, especially after we got screwed over last year. So I think we're hopefully this year you get the benefit of the doubt. The tie goes to a Big East team this year, and just because of the strength of the performance. I mean, it's the best basketball conference in the country. It is. I mean, you look at the last several years. We've got 4 national championships. We've got Marquette and Creighton, making deep NCAA tournament runs. You had Xavier, a couple of years back before they got ravaged with injuries. That could have been a Final Four team. So the way we perform in the NCAA tournament speaks for itself. That's what makes us the best. That's how it is in sports. When you have the champions, you're the best league, and we have the championships. But listen, these games are tricky. This time of year, the games are tricky. I think every conference is gonna lose by games. We got to try to win a lot of the big showdown games versus the other power leagues. I mean, those games we could get it back by like last year we were able to beat Gonzaga in Seattle, beat Indiana, beat North Carolina, beat Texas, and is that it? We had another high major win.
Kansas, but you lost.
Thanks, Dave. That's such an ass.
You said the other night that you might want to make some changes offensively. Once you looked at things, is it more just tinkering, or do you need to really evaluate?
We were playing 2 side to side, 2 north south, and then really just in things we're running, there are things we're just missing. We're not seeing it. The passer's not seeing it. The screeners aren't seeing it. The cutters aren't seeing it. Again, we did not play. Last year's team did not play the level of basketball this time of year that we're playing late in the year. So obviously I'm not thrilled about where we're at right now. It's frustrating when you're not where you want to be, but you're just looking for growth and improvement right now, and because that's how it was for us last year. We just kept getting better and better and better as the year went on, and by the end of the year we were an unbeatable team because of the improvement from the beginning of the year.
So have you seen growth from game 1 to game 2 offensively?
It's not linear. This is not. I mean, it's where we want to be is not going to be a linear process where every game it's better. There's going to be some stops and starts. There's going to be a progress and then struggle. You got to have the right level of patience and impatience as a coach.